Alrighty. Can everyone hear me? Yeah? The second row can hear me. That's good. Well, welcome to Nice Moves. For all the newcomers, Nice Moves is founded by Alicia, Mike Nelson in the back, yeah. and myself and a couple other people. We saw a hole in the motion graphics community here, and we wanted to fill that hole. And all you lovely people are the dirt that fills the hole. And our monthly meetings are the pavement that we use to cover up the potholes. Anyway. Spring, am I right? Yeah. Can we get the computer on the TV? She is going to be talking about intermediate After Effects stuff, like using distortions in a very cool way, doing stuff to help with cell animation. I'm very confident about what I'm saying right now. Oh, I thought you were going to leave. Okay, so that's next month, April 24th. It's going to be here. There's going to be more pizza. And a thumbs up. Oh. Some other upcoming events we have. If anybody's in Mankato ever, there's a film festival coming up this weekend. The Minneapolis St. Paul International Film Festival is starting, April 4th is next week? Yeah? Cool. They And then after that, in May, at the end of May, if anybody's met Adam Loomis, he does programming at the Trilon, and he did some programming for the Minneapolis International Film Festival. He was awarded a grant to learn how to build stop-motion armatures, which are these little dudes, this thing. He actually machines them from scratch. So he's going to do 2 workshops in a row where he's going to bring his tools. He won't actually machine because it's really messy, but he'll show you how he did it, what he's learned over the past year, and you'll get to animate with these and a couple wireframe armatures that he's made. So that should be really cool, and it's free. We're going to be posting a spotlight with him where he goes into more detail about getting a grant and what the workshop's going to be and kind of what, now I'm louder, and other stuff. And I.O. Festival's coming up. I've never been. I'm sure it's great. Oh, this is a big one. The Independent Television Festival. It used to be somewhere else, but now it's in Duluth. It used to be in New Hampshire, and now it's in Duluth, and it's going to be there guaranteed for the next 5 years. But if they see that there's a big market here for independent TV, it could be here longer. And they have openings for pitches and whatnot. So anybody that has TV dreams, you should really look into this, because there's going to be like HBO, Netflix, Hulu, other big companies there that want to buy your pitches. Woo! That's it. That is not clap worthy. Come on. But what is clap worthy is we have 2 show and tell people. Are they? My goodness. I was getting too excited about show and tell, I guess. Our first one is Ray Capanini? Is there a Ray in the house? He's probably just offended by how I pronounce his last name. Okay, how about Tara? Oh my goodness. Is Tara here? Tara? Is that how, see? I'm just giving everyone's names wrong and they're leaving in a huff. Does anybody want to show anything? This has been Show and Tell. Okay, so what's next? What's next is the main event, right, Felicia? Yes, the main event. After Hours Art Collective. They are 6 people. We only have 5 with us tonight. Oh, I'm being handed the bio. Officially founded in late 2018 by local artists. Hey, you wrote this. Allison Howle, Faught, Kelsey Dutton, Shelby Pearson, and Liza Goncharova. The AHC is dedicated to facilitating growth. Through promotion, collaboration, diversity, and support, we want the AHC to be both a community and a tool to help artists find their collective voice and contribute to new and exciting ventures. The 6 of us are buckled in. We hope you'll join us for the ride. There is 6, right?
Yeah, the one's in Texas.
Okay. So please welcome to the stage Allison Howle, Faught, Kelsey Dutton, Shelby Pearson, Liza Goncharova. We prop.
You see much? Oh, I get to share mic.
Cool. How are we running?
Are the 5 of you just kind of talking, or?
Yeah, we'll introduce ourselves. We have some talking points that we're going to go over, and then, I don't know, Q&A?
Did you want to show the website? Yeah. So afterhoursartcollective.com is the website.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, we can introduce ourselves.
Hi. Hello. Hi. My name's Liza, and I currently work at Crash and Sue's. I am a designer, first and foremost, illustrator, and I have been picking up animation. That is kind of what I've been doing for the last 3 years, and what I want to continue pursuing, continue to pursue. And this is.
I'm Allison Howle. I'm currently a freelance artist. I am getting over a cold, so if I sound a little sniffly, forgive me. Yeah, a lot of us are getting over colds, so forgive us for that.
We got really sick this weekend.
Yeah,
We all did.
we all did. I'm a freelance artist. I have worked in medical and advertising in Minnesota since 2012. I'm a Michigan transplant, so not from here originally, but I do a lot of illustration. I'm an animation generalist, 2D, 3D, all that fun stuff, and have recently gotten into like comics and storytelling and a lot of different ventures in writing and all that good stuff, but it's kind of what I'm doing currently.
Just move that a little closer.
Lisa and I can share.
Yeah, we like each other.
Hi, I'm Faught. I am a freelance motion designer living here locally in Minneapolis. let's see, what else do I do? A little bit of design, a little bit of illustration. I enjoy putting zines together and, I don't know, dabbling in all kinds of things, creative, both related to the industry and kind of outside of it.
Hi, I'm Shelby Pearson, and I am a freelance artist in the Twin Cities. I do a lot of motion graphics work, as well as character animation, and I love illustrating and painting and drawing. So, yeah, same as Anna, I love doing creative stuff, even not related to video or painting and drawing, but yeah, living that creative life. Your turn.
My turn. Hi, I'm Kelsey Dutton. I am an animator and illustrator at King Show Games in Minnetonka, and still in the Twin Cities area. And when I'm not working on pieces and games for King Show, I'm often doing commissions that I've found on social media. A lot of times it's D&D characters, so I get to draw a lot of cool people with swords and stuff. So, yeah, but just, yeah, like Shelby said, living that creative lifestyle. When I'm not doing it for a big company, I'm doing it for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, which is kind of what we're all on board
Yeah.
with. And I'll talk a little bit about why the After Hours Art Collective came to be. And it originally started, funnily enough, as just a Discord channel. If anybody's familiar with Discord, it's kind of like a free version of Slack. Anna had started a Discord channel for us to essentially just hop on like voice chat with each other when we were working on projects late at night. We wanted to have like support from each other, just hang out, talk. That's kind of where it started at ground level, and then it has since evolved into us making zines and donating the proceeds to charity and growing into more collaborative projects and just finding room to make more collaborative projects either with each other or pushing each other to make side projects or just pursue creative ventures that we otherwise either needed ammo for or just needed support for or just needed that little extra push from each other to complete and do.
Who all has side projects going on right now? Raise your hands.
Yeah.
Raise them high.
Yeah.
A lot of hands.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, that kind of pretty much, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
You kind of, you're doing what you love day to day, or you're working towards that as a career, but then you're also doing that for yourself as well. That's also the fun part. That's the hobby part. And obviously we liked hanging out and chatting while we did such things. So that's kind of where it started, and then basically launched into, but what if we made it into a thing and named it? Yeah, and so that's how we ended up on this stage, was, I guess, was kind of formalizing it a little bit and just starting to ask ourselves questions along the lines of, well, where do we want to take it from here? What does it look like? What are our goals? How can we like further collaborate and like team up and, I don't know, push it into that thing? And we're still answering those questions. I would say we just launched Monday officially. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
It was a bit of a race to the finish, and then all of a sudden getting sick, like
Yeah.
all 5 of us
we all
getting
got
like
sick.
super ill over the weekend. Yeah, so basically the website went up about a month before that. We had like social channels, like a little mini soft launch and whatnot. And yeah, we kind of put together a plan for that. And yeah, a lot of us work in like advertising, so we're not, we're very familiar with like kind of the process of how to market and like
campaigns.
putting things out there is we do for that for clients. We're like part of that ecosystem that makes up the advertising industry quite often. So it wasn't too unfamiliar and actually quite fun when you do all that for yourself.
Yeah.
So,
It's fun when you're your own client.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Or when your friends are your client.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just
Yeah.
be like, you did the thing. That's so cool.
We're so proud.
I actually found that to be oftentimes had more pressure. I honestly, I'll be honest, I felt like more pressure putting things together. Like I spearheaded the website, and there were moments of like, oh God, I hope they like this. Are they going to be too nice to tell me if it's bad?
No.
He was like, no, I told you.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, so
This side of the table.
yeah, so it's an interesting, and we can get into that too with the Q&A or as we kind of keep going. Obviously, there's like a little bit of like risk and conversations and being like open and honest when it comes to getting into like more structured endeavors with your friends.
Yeah, it's kind of business with your friends.
Yeah, so it is a little bit of like it takes some navigating as we move forward.
Lots of patience.
Yes.
Lots of
Patience and communication, yeah.
Honesty and being able to be candid. And
It's like a
being able to be
relationship or
heard.
something.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool to, not necessarily that there was like a hole that needed to be filled, but we know that that's kind of why Nice Move started, was just like there was an opportunity to collaborate and an opportunity to bring people together. And since we'd kind of been doing that on our own time, yeah, like they said, we wanted to just kind of give it an official heading, an official title, so that we could move forward with it, and just seeing an opportunity and taking advantage of that and moving forward and taking steps. And you don't have to have everything figured out right away. We're still learning what that looks like and what shape this is going to take. But just taking the step to be like, we want to create something together. We want to collaborate. We want to create a space to encourage other artists to collaborate with us, which, yeah, I feel like fits in very well with what Nice Moves represents. So that was an opportunity that we saw, and just kind of wanted to make it official and get an opportunity to come and talk to all of you and see what other opportunities there are to create and to talk with new people and branch out.
Yeah, so thank you for the invite.
Yeah.
On that front. We're very honored to be here, hanging out with everybody.
So I guess we could talk a little bit about the lead up to our official launch. Like Anna mentioned, we had a soft launch first, and then we had our official launch on Monday, so we're officially 3 days old. And
We babies.
Shelby spearheaded a lot of our social media effort. I mean, we all collaborated in part with each other. A lot of us did like copy help and feedback, and like we were saying, we all kind of represented each other's clients. People would sort of like pick up the lead on different areas. So Shelby, you want to talk about social media at all?
Sure. So from soft launch to lead up, it was a lot of, trying to populate an Instagram and populate a Twitter, starting to connect with people, starting to reach out, things like that. And mostly just like Liza and I hopped on a call late one Sunday night and talked about like how many emojis are okay.
Can we use GIFs?
Use gifts. What's the best way to, handle this type of situation? And still very much, figuring it out and figuring
What's
out
a hashtag?
what's working. What do people like to see? What do they latch on to? Yeah, what's a hashtag? What is a hashtag? What is a hashtag? But yeah, deciding, what we wanted to show, planning out posts leading up to the launch, and then when we hit launch, because we also have a charity zine that also launched Monday. So, how do we promote both of those things? How do we, while still showing who we are? And a lot of that was between soft launch and official launch with, sharing artist work, sharing projects we've got going on. Television happened, and Anna and I were in television, so we,
February was a month.
yeah, we were really excited, and we that's kind of the nice thing though, is we've all got a lot, going on and happening, and there are days where it's like I've got a delivery coming up in like 2 hours. Can someone take a screenshot of the website? And everybody's working together to make it happen. And come on in. Yeah, you can come in. Come in.
It's a casual space. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, and sort of what we've been talking about all along with the social media is, we're a collective of very different artists with very different styles. So we want to make sure that we, bring us together in ways that, still celebrate our individuality and the, separate projects we're doing, as well as, we're very much people who work full-time and sometimes full-time plus, and want to, do this whole thing in a way that promotes balance in our lives and, a healthy work ethic, which means working hard, but not overworking, not, you know, leaving out those other parts of your life, and celebrating those creative endeavors that are not in line with what you're doing for client work or going toward a real, you know, I drew a picture of a unicorn and I was pretty happy with it, so let's put it on the thing. Or,
Yeah.
you know, like we've got collaborative projects going on with people outside of the, oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Collaborative projects going on with people outside of the collective, and we would really want to celebrate those too and share those and boost those as much as we can. And, you know.
It's cool to have like a official space to post non-official work. Like it's work that you've done.
It's like DeviantArt, but for grown-ups.
That's our tagline for After Hours, DeviantArt for grown-ups.
No.
No, it's not.
I worked so hard on the branding. No.
I'll clarify.
Never mind.
You know, we wanted like an online shared gallery where we could post our work and, you know, share our work together and help each other grow and, you know, help promote each other, because we're very, very proud of each other and very proud of the work we work so hard on and love sharing it with other people and love bringing joy to other people through our work. And this was a good way to have that kind of space. Is just, we wanted one, so we made it.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you want one, you can make one too.
Yeah. This is surprisingly easy to do.
Yeah.
Just get together with your friends and start posting.
And like, to be fully transparent too, it's not just necessarily limited to us at this table. Like, this is an idea that we were like, what if we could do a bigger thing? And it could be lots of people, and we're working maybe toward that. Like, we're still trying to figure out, as we said, we just launched the other day.
And to piggyback off of that, we're missing one person, and I'll just speak for her really quick. Her name is Kaylin Charest. She was my roommate in college, and she currently lives in Dallas, Texas, but she's moving back here. So you guys will eventually get to meet her, which is really exciting.
Soon we will be statewide instead of national.
Oops.
Oh, wait.
Sorry.
Backward step.
That's the wrong direction.
But yeah, Kaylin came in after we had all we went to Bad Waitress, had the first initial conversation about how we wanted to do this, and then we brought Kaylin in afterwards. So it is kind of constantly evolving and growing, and we're seeing kind of what people have capacity for, what we have capacity for, where we want to take it, and how we can include and grow a community around things that people want to celebrate.
Do you guys want to talk about the zine?
Yeah, we'll start with the zine.
Yeah, so the charity zine that we launched actually began as an idea that Shelby and I, like even before this became an official thing, where we were like, we're really frustrated and we want to help like make the world a little bit of a better place. So what can we do that's like, because we work full-time jobs and we were both really busy too when we first had come up with the idea. We were like, well, why don't we just like put together our sketchbook drawings, things that already exist, and put it together into a zine, and all the proceeds go to a charity supporting families that are separated at the border. And that was something that we were both really passionate about. I, as an immigrant myself, was very passionate about it, and we just wanted to try and do something to help out. And as the After Hours became more of a solidified thing, we were like, well, why don't we just take this and push this out as our first zine together officially.
Do we want to address just real quick, is everybody familiar with the term zine? Because I know when I like I know we're the artistic community, but when I like talked to my parents about it, they were like, what is that? Like, it's shortened magazine. Is everybody familiar with zines?
Well, just give a quick like run through.
Yeah, it's like
just
a-
in case.
It's a DIY.
DIY art
yourself.
book, sort of.
Yeah, it's just like an art book. It's a collected work of arts that, in our case, we've been marketing them on Gumroad, that you can download them. I think this particular one that the We Can Help was $10. And for $10, you can download this booklet of artwork. I think we're thinking about doing printing in the future to sell at different like conventions that we represent After Hours at. But it's just a way to collect art and put it together in a nice little package and make it available to people. So yeah.
Yeah, and 100% of the proceeds goes to the Racist Texas Fund. So if you are interested in contributing, or if you know somebody else who is, please share. I don't know how long we plan to have it run for, but I think maybe
Forever.
Yeah, I think it'll be up
Forever.
indefinitely. Yeah.
But yeah, maybe eventually we'll work into printing, but for now,
Yeah.
it's all online.
But that's something we kind of want to facilitate with this group is Liza and I wanted to make a thing and, our friends contributed and we hope that it'll serve as kind of a platform for taking that idea that we want to do and making it happen, and bringing more people in with it potentially, but
Do you want to
just
talk?
support and
I was just going to say, if you want to talk about the other zine too.
The
That's
upcoming
okay.
one? Yeah.
upcoming one.
So yeah, just again reiterating, zines is kind of sort of how we started by like saying we were going to market all of our art together. So that was like a big thing. And then like Shelby and Liza came up with this wonderful idea of the We Can Help zine for, am I saying, is it races? Races.
Families Together Fund.
Families Together Fund.
RAICE.
It's one of those things where you're like reading a book and you see a word and you know what it means and you know what it represents and then you're just like, okay, I know what that is. And now I have to say it out loud. Races.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So, but one of the things we did at our opening meeting, which is kind of what I feel like After Hours embodies, is, or the After Hours Art Collective, is we sat down at Bad Waitress, and we were just talking about, well, what are our goals for the year as artists? What do we want? What areas do we want to grow in? What do we want to improve? Like, where are we thinking we want to take ourselves and also as a collective? And something that I mentioned when we were sitting down there is that, well, I have a degree in psychology. I have a bachelor's in psychology, and I've been using my degree in media art and animation a lot, but how can I use my degree in psychology in my art? Like, what can I do with that? So one of our upcoming projects that we're going to do, one of our first ones that we're promoting after launch, is going to be a mental health zine, because May is Mental Health Month. For those of you that aren't aware, it's a month to promote just awareness and providing people with toolkits who are struggling with different sorts of mental health. And it's something that's also, I feel like, very close to the hearts of a lot of artists out there. It's something that's very at home in the artistic community that a lot of people struggle with. And so it felt very real and very visceral and something we wanted to approach with our perspectives, and even outside of our perspectives, like if there was a special case we wanted to do. It's a very broad topic, and we wanted to make sure artists were inspired to explore that topic however they saw fit, because it's an open outreach. And so since we are starting a little smaller, this zine is going to be coming out. We're actually going to be launching it on April 24th. Because that is my mom's birthday, and she was a psychologist in Nebraska, and I'm going to dedicate it to my mom. So I'm excited about that. But and then it'll be just in time for Mental Health Month in May. So we did reach out to just a few people that we had talked to before our official launch to see if they wanted to collaborate on this particular piece. So we're starting small. But I would also say, everybody out there, if you feel compelled to make a piece for Mental Health Month, I know you all, like you had all raised your hands that you all have side projects already, but
Here, have another.
have another. And reach out. We'd love to retweet that stuff for Mental Health Month or repost it somewhere on social media, because that's something that's important to us, and that's something we're addressing with this particular zine that we're going to be taking on through the month of April. So yeah, that's going to be our first upcoming project that we have in the books. So yeah.
And if you do have ideas that, just like topics or things that you're interested in, feel free to communicate with us.
Stuff you want to
Yeah.
promote that you want to just get our eyeballs on. Too.
Yeah.
I mean, like we like the dialogue.
We have an email. We got a MailChimp. So you can sign up for our newsletter on our website as well, and we'll get connected that way. Hopefully you'll know which one of us you're talking to, but
We'll try to put our name on
we'll try to
things.
make it easy for you. But yeah, if there's something that you're really passionate about, that's kind of what we're about. So
Yeah.
feel free to reach out. We're here.
You guys can help us formulate what all of this looks like as we're going down the road. So, and then I know we kind of mentioned it briefly, but that website, we're might gonna pull it up. But it's After Hours Art Collective, so just our full name is the website.
And on social media, we're A Hours Art on social media, both on Twitter and Instagram. So you can find links to those accounts via the website.
So it's kind of the preview of the We Can Help scene.
I think if you just scroll down on the homepage, maybe. Well, there's a contact us, yeah.
We got all that stuff.
Yeah, contact us.
All this stuff. And you're the artist spotlight. this
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
the artist spotlight. I got the sparkles.
That sure is a website.
There's a D&D
That's the
character that I was
website.
talking about. Yay.
But yeah, the branding part of all of this is also an interesting challenge, and I know that we've, like, especially Anna and I have talked back and forth about, like, how do you showcase a breadth of work that's so varied and so different?
Yeah, you can
without
tell by our
over-
thumbnails. We're like all
Like-
over the place.
we're like, color palettes range from like grays to like fuchsia, so it's how do you wrangle that in and make it still feel cohesive? And also, if we plan to be bringing in other people, how do you keep that, you know, keep it open for that? And so we stuck with black and white and kept it pretty simple. We used some muted tans to kind of bring in a little bit of color, a little bit of that gold hue, but mostly keeping it as a canvas. Like, After Hours should be thought of as a canvas of sorts. Like, we will be showcasing your work, our work. You know, it's supposed to be the collective. So ideally, it was meant to be a little bit more subdued, but yeah. So please enjoy. We spent time on that. We're all artists, we get it. Yeah. Do you have any?
I was gonna say, you guys said, I guess we could talk about other, like, you know, because you had mentioned that we're not just promoting like after hours sanctioned stuff. We're also like trying to encourage people to do their own side projects and work on projects outside of work and stuff that's maybe not an official zine. You guys just did Hellevision. Like, I figure we could talk really quickly about other like fun things we've got coming down the pipeline, and then maybe, like, unless anybody else has anything else we could Q&A.
Like, so you and I are doing the Unicorn Art Show.
Yeah. Arts due on Sunday.
Jackson's Flats is like literally right across the street.
Yeah.
Or 2 blocks over.
It's the 5th year of Unicorn Art Show, right? It's the 5th anniversary. Yeah, it's put on by a lovely woman named Danielle and the otherworldly Minneapolis Arts. Yeah, is the official name. It's a great show. Highly recommend going to it. They also put on the Gods and Monsters show in October.
That one's so cool.
That was really cool.
You should
It's
check
so
it out.
busy though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one's fun.
Yep. So Shelby and I are doing that. I'm working on a craft cocktail drink book themed around D&D characters at the moment with another friend of ours. So that's a thing that's also happening.
Yeah. We've got SpringCon.
SpringCon.
Oh, yeah.
We go to
Yeah,
those.
if you are into comic books or are interested in tabling at a convention, that one is completely free to table at. So if you need like to dip your toes, it's like super cool and
Yeah.
And
open
they're
and
fantastic. They feed you, and they're super kind and very willing to work with everyone.
They're really, really great to their artists, which is awesome.
and they do one in fall too.
They do.
So it's they do it twice a year at the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go hang out in a barn.
Yeah.
Be a nerd. I don't know.
Come say hi to us. too.
Yeah. We'll be there too.
Yeah, we'll be there.
I think is it for if you're visiting, is it 15 at the door to just like
I think so.
Something like that?
It's not exorbitantly expensive. For
I
people in there,
would
so.
say it's worth every penny too if you like art and want something to do for a weekend. So.
It really celebrates creators and what they do, and there's a very diverse body of people that are there. Like some writers, some we are all pretty much like individual like traditional work, digital work, but like there's some like fan art, comic artists, comic vendors, stuff like that. So it's all kind of all over the place.
And speaking of resources too, if like we were talking about like making a list for ourselves, but also to share with like the art collective of cons we've been to, and like because we've scoped out some places and like cons that we didn't like as much, cons that we loved. So being able to like have a personal touch to like what people have experienced and seeing if you liked it. So look out eventually for content as well of things that we want to share.
Yeah.
It's not just art, but resources.
Yeah. Tools.
So, tools.
Toolkits,
Yeah.
like for Mental Health Month. Full circle. Not really. That was a small circle at the end.
Anything else?
Well,
I guess the only other thing I was going to mention too, just like if we're talking about upcoming projects, I'm currently working with a couple of scientists in Maldives
Oh, yeah.
that are doing, it's called the Ridley Sea Turtle Project, and it's basically about preserving sea turtles. I don't know who all watches Planet Earth because I do religiously, but they basically just, not many animals have as hard a time as sea turtles do when they enter the world and getting to the sea, and humans make that harder. So I'm basically illustrating a children's book for them about baby sea turtles and stuff. And it's cool because it still feels like community involvement, and it's getting involved with people outside of just the local Minneapolis community, but I feel like it's something I get to bring into the Minneapolis community. And the way I got this connection was actually from an art professor from my psychology degree. So you just never know like what connections are gonna get you projects down the road, and that's why we wanted to build this. So yeah, that's another upcoming project we're working on. So, yeah.
Q&A?
Q&A?
Yeah, we can Q&A.
Let's do Q&A.
Do you want to say our names one more?
Yeah, we can do that.
I don't know. We could do
Hi,
it at the
I'm
end.
Lisa.
I'm Allison.
Anna. I'm gonna do it weird. Anna.
You have to.
Anna.
Anna.
Shelby.
Kelsey.
Oh, come on.
That's the After Hours Art Collective, everybody.
Thank you.
And we're gonna open it up to a Q&A, but we don't have a floating mic, so you can shout out your question and I'll repeat it for the screen, or you can come up here and I'll kind of lean the mic like that.
Let's
good
go
thing
with
it's
option
flex-
A.
Yeah.
Option.
It's a good thing it's flexible, though.
I reserve the right to ask the first question.
Okay.
Okay.
So, this is Nice Moves, we're animation related. You're all professionally, make some money off animation. Does After Hours, will that involve animation at some point?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, we have some gifts, so like that personal things that we've already been working on that we were like, oh, we want to put that on the website. So eventually we'd like to open it up and make animation if that's what we want to do, if that's what some of us want to. So keeping it open to whatever we can, since the digital medium is so flexible.
We've definitely talked about doing some animation projects together.
Yeah, we're very invested in baby steps currently. That's
Yeah.
kind of where we're
Yes.
at. And compiling a bunch of illustrations is like a very good stepping stone into bigger things.
Well, and I personally, too, it's been a little hard, like, my current workspace that I'm in, they don't, even after a product has gone to market, I am not supposed to put it on my website. So that was also an important step for me to create this, is I want to animate with other people and work on a team to animate, and I think this is going to be an important area for me to develop that side of my portfolio, because I do have the degree in animation, so I wanted to team up with these ladies to do more animation projects.
Fantastic. I love animation. How about you? All right, did Patrick have a question?
Yeah, I was wondering if there was a preview of the zine that we were talking about, the first one we did.
Patrick is wondering if there's a preview
There's that
of the
picture.
Yeah, the best one is currently on the website, actually. It's that banner has some glimpses at some of the, it's like a curated sketch zine.
That guy. Yep.
Yep. So the artists involved in that are Liza, I have a piece in there, Shelby, Kelsey, correct?
Everybody but me.
And Kaylin.
And Kaylin.
Yeah.
Kaylin, yep.
People got busy.
Just website that they work
Yeah,
directly to download.
correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, so that's live. That went live with the launch on Monday, so feel free to pop in and look at some art
Available now.
available
Yeah.
now.
now.
Available now. The mental health one, we're still working on, so nothing, no
Available
previews yet.
in May.
April.
April.
End of April,
24th.
May.
In the future.
Yeah.
Question from Ben.
Yeah, I'm in the
Yes.
Yes.
Well, we want you guys to sign up for our mailing list first. So that's the first step on our like little call to action adventure. Is basically as soon as we have any official updates, that's where you're gonna get them first, and like in any official capacity.
Yeah. So you can message us directly like on Instagram if you want, because like I know I've been checking those messages. You can tweet at us, send us an email. Sign up for the mailing list is probably definitely the best bet. But we also don't bite. You can talk to us individually if you want. The thing is we just launched and we're trying to keep it contained in some capacity just so we don't lose our minds. So we want to bring in people, but bear with us as we kind of gradually start bringing in people and learning kind of where those boundaries are and how we can facilitate a larger group of people.
Yeah, we want to approach it professionally and in a way that makes sense to everybody else too. We don't want to be scrambling or have anybody else feel like they're scrambling. So we're trying to manage what we know we can manage first, and then branching out little by little, and then including more and more. But just create the dialogue with us. I mean, there's probably stuff that you guys have thought of that we haven't even had a conversation about yet.
Yeah.
So.
Or resources.
Yeah.
Or cool things you want to do. So just talk to us.
If you're interested, just reach out, and then too, if you've got a friend you want to do something with, just do it.
Do the thing.
Do the thing, and then we'll help support you.
It doesn't
We'll
need
show
to be
it off.
big and scary. It can be, as simple as meeting up with a bad waitress and talking about what you want to do.
Yeah.
Talking about goals.
Yeah.
Hashtag goals.
And also the one thing that we were kind of talking about is we're not sure if we'll open up like a Discord channel or something, but we do want to offer a space of like safe critique in some way. So like we want to help. Like we started this for a lot of the reason, at least personally. Like I wanted to improve, and us being able to come together and help each other improve is such an important part to it. So if you are like, hey, I made a thing, it's not for work, I don't know who to go to, is it shit? then
I did
No,
a
we're
thing,
go-
is it poopy?
Is it poopy?
Is it
what?
I did a thing, is it poopy?
We're not
supposed to swear.
We can if we want it to be on the Adult Swim hour. Anyway.
What?
We can, it's fine. But, and then of course I lost my train of thought because that went on for way too long.
Facilitating improvement among our group.
Yes, so if you want to know if your thing is garbage, it's not, we'll come help. And like vice versa, so.
No one improves in a vacuum.
Exactly.
So it's good to reach out and just have someone to touch base with.
Any other questions? Yes, Dean.
Kind of. A little bit. I mean, I don't know.
Like making it into a business kind of a thing? Awesome.
Yeah, do that.
Like having like extra arms of it?
Or LLC.
No, actually, honestly, I hadn't considered that, but that's a really like interesting idea, because obviously I think part of us coming up here was trying to help like be like, hey, it's actually not too hard to make something like this. We did it in like 2 months.
with zero free time. and
Yeah,
we
with
still
like
did it.
very little free time and just kind of squeezing it in on the side. So like, I don't know, make a collective. Just name it something. I don't know, make an Instagram. That's really, all that stuff isn't too hard. It just takes some time and some intention, and yeah.
Julia.
Oh, good question.
That's a very good. We talked about like dream goals. Like we would love to exhibit at a convention, like under the After Hours banner. That would be a great thing. Talked about like different projects. I know Shelby and I mused about like making a game. Like I think just branching out on top of the things we're already doing into avenues that we think are really exciting, like to piggyback one of the first questions, like adding in animation, adding in different disciplines, going beyond the zines in some capacity, growing the community. Merch, yeah. Having our ducks in a row, also one.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, like, we asked that question when we first sat down, like, what does success look like? Like, what does success for everybody look like? And everybody had a pretty different answer, which is kind of an interesting part of bringing us all together to do this, was just being honest and open about, like, well, what do we each want to get out of this? It might be something different, but, like, how can we make that all fit together? I'm kind of just along for the ride. My answer for that, at least, was I would love to build a platform or, like, put something together that can work towards, like, helping promote everybody. You know, what do you want to do? What do you want to make? How can I help you make that happen? Like, I kind of stepped into it thinking more on, like, that support role. And then, you know, how can I help? How can we all help lift each other up and go from there? Because it is really open-ended right now. It's really, which is exciting and intimidating. But yeah, it is really open-ended, and we're kind of just seeing what strikes our fancy.
I think one of the things too, like, maybe not a long-term goal, but a short-term goal too, as we continue to open this up, I personally would love, because obviously the first few zines we have released have been primarily the 6 of us that have been involved, and we're taking a baby step with the mental health zine and reaching out to a few fellow artists. So I would love to start doing kind of like a rotating open call and just start getting more artists involved. Like, we want to move past the zines and have other projects too, but I think it would be really empowering and would help the zines be that much more successful if we get, like, more people involved and just have a wider variety and collection of art, because that's what makes those really neat, is to have just a variety of work. So, but yeah, hopefully that one will be one that will continue to develop, like your question said, within the next year. Some of the other ones, like making a game and stuff like that, would be really awesome. And so, like, hopefully those will be things we'll be able to tackle. But I think for baby steps, that would be one of the things, would be just to start getting other people involved in projects we already sort of have some
grow what we
thoughts.
know.
We know. To answer your question about, like, animation on top of that too, Liza and I participated in a projection gallery.
Oh yeah.
You forgot already. We
that was not on my mind.
Your friend Miranda,
Yeah.
who's a rock star.
She's so great. Shout
She's
out.
curates, and she put together a gallery show that was, like, more experimental, like video and animation, and involved projection in, like, a space. And I thought that was just, like, wild. And
It's called Wildish.
I actually didn't do that on purpose. Yeah, it was very, very fun and very interesting, and kind of like, ooh, what about events? You know, we're kind of playing around with a lot of those different ideas. And yeah, the current challenge is, as we grow and add more people, that becomes more things to manage. And we want to do it right. We want to do it intentionally and make sure we're serving everybody well. And that just takes more time to, like, set up. We don't want to just, like, dive headfirst in and then end up, like, having people not being satisfied with the experience. So that's kind of where we're at. We're 3 days old. Woo! We're getting there.
Yeah.
But no, these are all fantastic questions, and the interest is great. The ideas are great. We're totally gonna go home and, like, cool. Yeah, totally thought of that. Yeah, no, this is great. So.
Any other questions? I don't have to know your name in order for you to ask a question.
Anything and everything.
All right.
Yeah.
You, sir.
What other names were considered people arriving at the after hours collective?
None. We actually we landed on this really quickly.
Well, because the server was called.
Because of what? How did the server become
So I bought a T-shirt.
As all good names start.
Yeah, no, I just, I found a shirt online that said, like, the after hours oil burners. And
from dusk till done?
From dusk till done. So it was just like a play on, like, I work forever. Ha 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 ha. Burnout is bad, by the way. We should all be taking breaks.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then the channel was started because we were all working late and wanted to yell at each other over
Nice
mic.
things.
Yeah,
Nice
encouraging things.
Encouraging yells.
And yeah, so that's kind of where it came from and is stuck since then. We ran it through a lot of the like, is this taken in too many places already? What is this, and it ended up sticking, or at least making it through that very brief process.
I think it still encapsulates what we wanted to do because, like we said from the beginning, this was just something that we wanted to do in the after hours outside of our professional careers that, like, supported our professional careers, but mostly just supported what we wanted to do as artists, what we wanted to do together, what we wanted to help each other do, and it all kind of happened in the, the space we carved out in between work and family stuff and just our general day-to-day that, like, any free space we could find to do this stuff, that's when we were finding time to do it. Sometimes sleep, I mean.
Yeah, we're highlighting the work fits in between everything else.
Yeah.
So.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you, in order, Liza, Allison, Anna, Shelby, and Kelsey. I knew that. I was going to say
You did a weird thing.
Yeah, he did it.
So
said
we
it- I
are
said it my
like
weird way.
way ahead of schedule, but that's okay. That just means we have more time to hang out and eat the 2.5 pizzas that are left.
Yeah.
I
get on
want there
that,
to be
guys.
0 pizzas by 8 o'clock.
Challenge accepted.
And our last call to action, everybody, if you want to do something with your buddies or by yourself, do it.
Just
Do the
do it.
thing.
Do
Do
the
it.
thing.
We did it. You can too.
Speaking of just doing it, does anyone out there, now that they're inspired, have anything they want to show? Or
Or share.
announce?
You can,
Or
like, talk about
talk
it.
Yeah, is there
about?
something that you're doing, like we were talking about various like cons or anything like that? Is there something else that you're doing?
Are you
that
jazzed
wanna-
about something?
Yeah, tell us about it, because we don't know everything.
I've been really into making stickers lately.
Yeah.
Shrinky dinks.
Shrinky
Oh yeah,
dinks.
Shelby's been making shrinky dinks, which that's a fun.
Do you remember what
thing.
those are? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You draw on plastic.
It's a magical experience.
Yeah,
it shrinks,
But I mean, like,
and
that's,
it's a dink.
that's kind of the fun thing about this is it's fun to do those creative activities that I'm not going to put my shrinky dinks on my website or my reel.
Oh, it would be cute to animate them though.
That would be kind of cute.
Oh, okay.
We'll
Well,
pin
I
it. We'll
wasn't,
pin it.
but-
We'll pin it later.
Television.
But no, it's just like celebrating those little creative,
Yeah.
creative things that are outside of the
Yeah.
professional life that are still very fun and we can share. Because a lot of us have now come over to my house and made shrinky dinks together. So.
Yeah.
Something that I've been doing recently is that I've been playing D&D for a little over a year. But I've been drawing a lot of my characters, and I just finished a really big illustration from
Fabulous.
for our news campaign that we're going to be doing soon.
Love it.
And I have a kitsune bard I'm playing.
Oh,
awesome.
That's
And
cool.
So she's kind of like a siren, except without the water.
I like it.
Awesome.
People.
I love that.
That's awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Yeah. Share it with us.
Sorry, get a little audio going.
Ooh, ASMR.
Didn't know you were signing up for that.
Well, thank you everyone for attending. Give yourselves a round of applause. And yeah, we'll just mingle about until everyone's too sleepy.
Pizza room. Thanks for coming to our panel.
Yeah,
guys.
thank you so much for coming. It's awesome to have you all here. Feel free to ask us any more questions that you're too scared to speak up about.
Is it the D&D thing?
The Dern Dern.
That's awesome. How many
Sit a little.
players do you have? How many players do you have? Well, some of those. could
Wait,
be
can I
NPCs.
see? Oh, see.
That's really cute.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's so cute.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Love it.
That's really good. That's a great.
That's great.
Very cool.
Awesome.
You see it, Kelsey?
I did see it. It's very cool.